Hello everyone, this is Pat here, and I'm here today to do something a little different. I'm not used to having the video take up, all my face, on the video. It's just probably why I'm acting a bit skittish right now, because I'm not used to it. But I thought I'd review a board game today, something I've been playing for the past couple of weeks. Me and my fellow friends have been intrigued with a little game called Cthulhu: Death May Die. There you go. It's the top of the board. It's a bit damaged, but just look at the board. Look at the fucking box. It's so good. Like, you're already drawn in. I know I was. But it's basically a game where you and a couple of other friends, or by yourself if you want to, you can play solo. I don't know how it is solo, but I imagine it'd be pretty good, but it's better with friends. It's a tile-based game. So you're using tiles to sort the map out. You put them together, and it's divided into episodes. So that there's 6 episodes within the base box. So for example, over here I have episode 5, which is the Accursed Tide. That's the one we're up to right now. And each episode comes with it comes with its own cards. It has little tokens. Sorry, this is weird for me. It has its own monsters and etc. etc. Every episode has different goals, but the end goal of each episode is to kill the Elder One, which, if you have the base box, it's either gonna be Cthulhu, which gets his own box, and the Cthulhu miniature is super good. It's like, look at that. That's fucking massive. It's huge. So you got Cthulhu there, which I suppose most people will start off with, because he's probably the most well-known elder. And then you also have Hastur, which, he's intriguing as well. I'd say Cthulhu, and he has his own little minions. I can't take him out at the moment because he's all covered up. But you get 2 elders, which it's all right. It gives you a bit of replay value. You can do 6 episodes of Cthulhu, 6 with Hastur, and the miniature quality is just really amazing. And I love games of miniatures. I don't know about anyone else, but I love games of miniatures, and this game is chock full of miniatures. Here's the characters you can play. They're all in a weird sort of beigey color. They look like they're made of clay or something, but you got there's 10 characters to pick from, plenty of variety. These are the insanity cards, which add even more replay value. So you've got psychotic outbreaks, which makes for a fun sort of game where you can potentially kill your own teammates. You got masochism, kleptomania. The list goes on. There's all in all, how many are there? There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 different insanities to have. So, and each have their own sort of ups and downs, and but some of them are just bad mostly. But yeah, the game is, you're basically trying to disrupt the ritual, and you think you don't want the Elder One to be summoned, but you actually do, because the idea of this game is to summon the Elder One and kill it permanently. So yeah, every episode has its own set of objectives. Some are easy, some are really hard, some are just massive pains in the butt. But I will say this: it will end in fun and mayhem. You may not win, but you will have fun regardless. This isn't a game where it's just like you get frustrated from losing. It just makes you want to play it even more. We've had many instances of it's come down to the very last turn or roll, and we've won. And it's exhilarating. It's really, I don't know, if you're a hardcore gamer, it might not be for you, because the game is actually quite easy to learn. It looks, just from the sheer amount of contents in the box, it looks really intimidating. But it isn't. It's actually quite easy to learn. My friends, no offense to them, I'm pretty sure they're going to be watching, but they picked it up pretty easily, and they have I'm not gonna say they, because I also have difficulty learning games like that. But we have trouble like learning like somewhat easy games. Like, so for this to be easy, you know, if it's easy for us, it's gonna be easy for everybody. So yeah, that was just a little summary of the base game. But I'm mostly here to talk about. Well, I also didn't show the character cards, which, you know, as I said, they come with 10. The base game comes with 10 characters. So you got Sister Beth, you got your nun character. You know, you got Ahmed, who's sort of like a healer. You got Ian. He's got the vengeance obsession. So he's a dude with one arm. Borden, which is obviously Lizzie Borden with the axe, chop chop. Elizabeth, she's really lucky. Adam, he's like your generic sort of English hunting man. Rasputin, my personal favorite. I love Rasputin. He's, I reckon he's the best character, but because he can die over and over again and come back. Fatima is also very useful. Morgan, he's your Indiana Jones ripoff. And the kid, which, I don't even know what to say about it. So, you got plenty of variety. There's also the Season 2 box, which I also have, but I'm going to wait until later to do a review of it, because we haven't played any of the episodes from it yet, so I can't really say anything about it. That also comes with different characters. So, you have 20 characters if you have both of those boxes. But I'm mostly here today to talk about the Unspeakable Box, which is, pardon me, I should have been more prepared. Right here, this is the Unspeakable Box. This was quite a bit of money. But if you really love the game, I'd say it's worth it. It adds 3 lost episodes, and to my understanding, it's a Kickstarter exclusive. So if you backed it while it was on Kickstarter, and you gave them enough money, you'd get this box as well. The box, it comes with 3 lost episodes, which I haven't played yet, but they look pretty fun. I know for a fact that one of them involves sending in a moose packed with dynamite. So, if that doesn't spell out fun, I don't know what does. It comes with 2 elders. It comes with Yog Sothoth or Sothoth. I don't know how you pronounce it, but so you see, my one's a bit damaged, but that's because I'm an idiot and I don't open them right. But again, it adds much needed variety to your gameplay. And you've also got Dagon, which he looks kind of interesting because he causes your players to transform. As you can see in the back, you get little like transforming tokens. And yeah, it's just variety is a much needed thing in this game, and the best thing about this, I think, is this game comes with 18 new characters. So in total, if you have all the content for this game, you have 38 characters to pick from, if I did my math right, because I'm not very good at maths. It also comes with some extras, like these tray holder things for your character cards, so you can slip them in and not worry about the tentacle pieces where you level up from them holding it. My personal problem with that is the hair pieces get caught in the tentacle pieces get caught up in my hair, and they fall onto the ground or just get stuck. And I'll look down and I'll be like, where the hell's my tentacle? And lo and behold, it's either in my hair or it's on the floor. So that's a problem I have, but it's just with me. I should probably get a haircut. And but I mainly want to talk about the new characters because before I bought this pack, I had trouble trying to find out what any of these new characters did, and I did find a spreadsheet that tells you what each character does, but I feel like getting a look at the cards is actually much better. So I'm going to show each character card one by one, and I'll pause it for a considerable amount of time as well so you can get a good look at it. So first up is Al Capone. His ability is Connected, which basically he's sort of a more souped up version of Mario from the second season, where cultists don't really do anything to him. And the nice thing about these cards is that they have little backstories on them, so they have like a bit of lore or whatever, which is really good. Then you have Maxim. Maxim, his ability is Mad Dog, so whenever you lose 1 or more insanity, you may deal 1 wound to an enemy that's in your space. I can imagine him being pretty good. Pops is very interesting. I mean, other than his look, he's basically Baron Samedi or like some sort of voodoo man. But his special ability is that if you have other investigators in your space and they level up like to here to like activate their I can't fucking do this. Activate their insanity, they may choose not to activate it. So if you have someone on your team who has like a really shitty insanity card, and you can just sit with them and just make sure that it doesn't get activated, which is really good. You have Fleur. Is that how you say it? She has Combat Medic, which is when you rest, you may divide the healing amongst investigators in your space, which could be quite useful in a pinch. Olivia is really interesting. I'd actually like to play a game with her one day because I think she has the potential to be very powerful. Basically, her special ability is that if you roll no successes, all your dice become successes. So, like when you're attacking, which is really cool. Actually, it's for any roll, so it's not just for attacking, which is even better. You got Makai. I don't know how you say it. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. She's got Resourceful, which is you may heal 1 wound whenever you investigate before resolving the discovery card, so that's quite useful. Richard, as I call Dick, he's basically James Bond. And it's pretty straightforward. You gain 1 green dice when attacking a target in your space. Useful in all sorts of situations. Good for taking out enemies. You got Julia. She has a class act, so she may take wounds instead of taking stress. And I mean, I've realized that the people who don't know anything about this board game won't know what I'm talking about. But basically, this is how much health you have. I can't fucking... Yeah, the hearts. So you have, you have 5 health, basically. And you have 5 stress. And stress is basically how many times you can re-roll a dice. And if it gets to the end, obviously, you can't re-roll anymore. So if you get like a shit roll, you just have to live with it. Tina looks very interesting. The Femme Fatale thing works very well with her other abilities. Like once per roll before rolling dice, you may take 1 wound to gain a green. And she already has Brawling. So like when she's attacking someone in her space, she could potentially have 2 greens very early. So that means she can be quite a powerhouse. Got Margie, old lady, stiff upper lip. So when you would take wounds, you may prevent up to 3 and lose the same number of sanity. Just quite good. And now we get to the weird ones where it's like, it's Ernest Hemingway. Like it's straight up just Ernest Hemingway. And he's got Demon Hunter. So you have 2 free rerolls when attacking monsters. So if you got like an elder like Black Goat of the Woods or something, he's very useful because he dispatches the Dark Young very, very easily. And the Black Goat of the Woods is another... let's need to focus again. Okay. The Black Goat of the Woods is another elder you can get. I don't think he's a part of the Kickstarter or anything. Or she, I don't know. Who knows? The Cthulhu horrors, the Lovecraftian horrors. You got Meryl. She's basically Meryl Streep. Her ability is basically just copy another character's ability, which can be quite useful. Roxy, she can be quite interesting. It's basically if another character decides to attack, you can move in there with them. So it's another way to move around the board without using action points, which is quite good. Walter, I think he's basically, if you attack and you deal a wound, but don't destroy an enemy, you may push it 1 space away. So, well, actually you don't have to deal a wound, you just have to attack a thing. So you can just push enemies back that way. Vincent's a teacher. So what is it? You may use 1 stress to reroll dice in rolls made by any other investigators in your space. So he can be quite helpful. He's like a support sort of character. Gonk is really interesting. He has 4 actions per turn, but you've only got 2 health, so you haven't got much room for error. I imagine in the right hands, he can be very, very powerful. Considering if you level up his time management thing all the way, you get 5 actions. Suri is just talking to me. That was really weird. I don't know if anyone heard that, but Suri was just saying, I'm listening. I'm kind of creeped out now. 2 more characters. We got Albert Einstein. Not the sort of guy I'd expect in a Cthulhu game, but I mean, here he is. If you ever wanted to play Albert Einstein in a board game, here you are. His thing is smarts, so you may investigate in unsafe spaces after fighting, even after fighting enemies. So basically, investigating is when, if you end the turn on a space with no monsters, you get to pick up a discovery card, which is, it can be either good or bad, but it's mostly good. But if you end the turn in the space against a monster, you don't pick up anything, which is bad. So that ability is quite good. And last we got Josephine, and her ability makes conditioned discovery cards into like companions, which is, they take wounds for you. So you got like meat shields. And I mean, that's about it. Like, I can't comment on the episodes, unfortunately, because I haven't played them yet, but I will soon. And maybe I'll release a follow-up video about it. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I have to say. Like, just the game's really fun. It's quite expensive, unfortunately. And I think it's actually pretty hard to find in Australia. But I don't know about, America and Europe and stuff like that. But yeah, the game's really fun. It's good to fuck around with friends. It ended with laughs, some frustration, but it'll be good times overall. I give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's probably one of the best board games I've played. It's up there with the Conan board game, which I might make a video about as well, because I've played that game extensively, and it's probably the game because it has quite a lot of depth in it. So yeah, like, it's just one of those games where it's it looks very, very intimidating to play, but it's actually quite easy, and it's super easy to get into, and the games are quite long. The average length is I'd say about an hour, maybe a bit over an hour. And if you don't like super long games, you might want to reconsider playing this one, because you can't really play this one super quick unless you all know what you're doing. Especially in the first couple playthroughs, because people aren't going to know, the specific rules for each scenario and stuff like that. But overall, this game is quite good. And yeah, it's just super fun. I mean, that's what you're trying to have at the end of the day. It's fun, right? So yeah, pick it up, and yeah, if you're into Lovecraftian stuff, Cthulhu, all that, then play it. And if you can get your hands on it for cheap, then go ahead. I mean, I got mine for cheap because the box had a big dent in it, and quite frankly, I don't really care about the condition of the boxes, just as long as the contents within are good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I'll do another one of these again, to be quite honest, because I felt like I was very scatterbrained in this video. But if you want to see more, leave a comment, maybe subscribe if you enjoyed it, give it a like, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.